What's up guys, it's Drac, and while the Flip 8 was decent, the Flip 16 is twice the size and theoretically twice the flipping action. Let's go. Now while again I want to give Hasbro the benefit of the doubt and say that the gimmick has the ability to be cool, I think that Hasbro does gimmick pretty well. I like the consistency of assembly in these. They're a better quality than the actual Elite 2.0 blasters, which is insane. But the gimmick blasters are of a better and superior build quality and finish. So the only complaint that I have is if we flip this over, you can see already where the issue is going to be. If you've used a Nerf blaster in the last decade, you would know that the pump action down here should be the way to fire the blaster. You should pump and use the trigger and then use the less efficient, more awkward way to prime as the flip gimmick. But, you know, that's not to be in this case. It would appear that this is going to be what flips the barrels and this is going to be a bolt action blaster, in fact, which is a little upsetting, but it is what it is. It also looks like the stock is adjustable and can fold up. We haven't seen anything like that since the Hypersight line with the old Expandablast. But let's go ahead and take it out of the box and see what we're working with actually. Well, you know, some assembly required. You can actually see though, through the front of the blaster, how the Smart AR system, these 4-dart Smart ARs here, are going to connect to the valve here, which has a little bit of foam cover here, which is going to retract, you know, when you're priming back to flip, and then come forward when you're priming forward to create a seal. And that's going to be how you do air delivery through a rotating mechanism like that. It's actually quite clever, and it's a really good, especially if these screws come off directly and removed from the plate, it is a really good indicator of how easily we could acquire these 4-dart Smart AR setups, which clearly cost Hasbro very little to make, as they included 4 of them on this one blaster. But as far as the assembly goes, it should be relatively easy. I imagine that given that this is an Elite blaster and there's only paint on one side, we should take the side that's painted and put it on the side that's painted. All right guys, so I actually got the instructions out and I'm just gonna be completely real with you right now. I wanted to like the Flip series blasters. I thought that the pistol was okay. This suffers from the same issue that while the grip is relatively ergonomic and the deco is kind of comfortable, and it even has clever little things like how when this is not a stock, it's a sight. I think that that's neat. Why can I not? Come on. Oh, is it like a button? Of course it's a button. You wouldn't want your stock to deploy accidentally after all. So then it goes from being a sight to a stock. Now, of course, it's a very, I wouldn't put any weight on that, right? Oh, he's trying his best. So let's put that away before it embarrasses the mothership any further. And let's talk about this. The auto alignment mechanism on the flip barrels it's actually better now than it was earlier. I was getting a lot of, so it seems like the harder you pull it, the better it is. Well, you know, it's doing its best. That was a good flip, but you have to realign to get the air pushed up against the, okay, so that was fine. There we go, that's the good stuff. And again, there's no rhyme or reason to that. Just like 1 in every 5 flips, you get a wonky boy. Nice. It can't fix itself either. That one kind of did. There we go. So you're gonna be prepared to help this guy limp to the starting line every once in a while. The question now becomes, is this oh, you gotta be kidding. Is this not a, there we go. I'm gonna say it should be threaded per the instrucciones, and there we are. Doesn't really matter since this one's threaded instead of being a snap-on what direction you go, but you're gonna have to thread it through, and then you're gonna have to attach the other end. And we'll show you what this blaster looks like when it fires after this short break. All right, guys, so at $31.50, I think you could firmly say that you should be asking for your money back with the old Flip 16. Let's put it in combat mode. There we are. All right, ready? Some sweet bolt action. Hasbro! Oof. Did I say this was a stock? It's a sight. It's just a sight. Did you see there was a button on it? There's no button on it. Why do you think there's a button? Don't touch it. Don't even breathe on it, actually. Oof, so we're primed. we're forward. We have nowhere to put our hand comfortably because the pump grip is in fact the flipping mechanism and not the priming mechanism. And you do get 2 shots. You don't even think about it. So it's rough cut style performance, right? I mean, back, forward, pop, pop. A quick trigger pull is pop, pop, and then there's not slam fire. However, you can kind of fart your darts out if you just... It's okay though, because I'm ready to reload. Hey, they like aligned and everything. I forgot it didn't... Well... Why isn't that one firing? Oh, well now it fired. As is often the case when you get a blaster like this that other people seem to like okay, at least on TikTok, and then you don't. I mean, this is, maybe it's a lemon, but it's overwhelmingly disappointing over here. I don't know what to say. It's got a stock that doesn't work, a sight profile that's kind of weird. It's remarkably front heavy, like way too front heavy. Occasionally the barrels don't align correctly, and even when they do, they don't always fire properly. So it's a rough cut with an instant reload, except instead of having an ergonomic pump action shotgun, it's a bolt action rough cut that only kind of works sometimes. It's like that Panther-based cologne. Whew. I guess we'll take it outside and give you a chronograph reading, but I think it's already safe to say which direction we're looking in the Flip 16. So as we're coming outside, Pat and I noticed that this is functionally the same part without paint on it. It's one thing when it's like 2 separate operations of shells, but this is the same part. It's symmetrical. That's the whole gimmick, which means that someone at Hasbro had to actually decide 50% of the line, we're not painting that part. Normally I can justify it as like, well, maybe they had to like spend money to set up the line, or maybe they had to spend money to have somebody move the parts or something like that, or set up the paint station or what have you, and it would cost too much to do that. We're literally talking about less than a penny on each product in terms of paint because it's the same part on both sides. If there was ever like a need to prove, like Elite 2.0 is just a gold mine of like, well, you know, they just didn't try. Woof. Anyway, let's get some chronograph numbers. I'm sure that they'll be okay. The performance has been drifting higher in the 70s rather than lower recently, but we'll see what happens here. Well, 60, 65. Error, error. It's hard to aim it since it's a 2-barreled thing. 58, 61, and like all smart AR blasters, the lower you go, the worse your performance is gonna get. 51, 55, kinda rough. Let's see if with shotgun blasting action, if we can hit our target at 30 feet at all. Like, we're not asking for a lot out of this guy. I'll load all 8 darts downrange and we'll just see what, well, I'll load all 4 darts downrange. This is embarrassing. Whew. Why is it not? They crossed over. It's like Ghostbusters in here. I feel like we came close there, but it curved down. Well, you know, you're not hitting any targets with your old, I give up, guys. It's hard to do reviews on products like this sometimes, and I guess today is just no exception. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will not be linking to this product in the description box below because I don't think that we should be supporting this one. I liked the gimmick, I wanted to believe in it, and now I'm just heartbroken all over again. Much love, blast on, Drac out.